Good evening, everybody. Just give it a second. Let's see if we're live. Apologies, new to all this. It's not showing me anywhere that we're actually streaming. Okay. So, good evening and welcome to Fans Unmuted 24/7 or 247 as some people are calling it. I can't see if there is anyone watching or how many. But please, if you are watching, drop a like, subscribe and share. And obviously get your comments into the chat and we can run through any of your opinions whilst going through the show. So the show is going to look at the transfer news. So what's been reported this morning. I know that we went through it yesterday or last night on the show, but more has been reported today. Couple of transfers in, a couple going out. So we'll see where we're at with that. Then we're going to look at some of the controversy over the weekend. So we know the game, United, the game with Manchester United, there was some controversy in that game. So we're going to have my thoughts on that later. I've tried to do some picture things on this streaming stuff. Again, it is all new to me, so I'll get there. Just bear with me. It will get better as the shows go on. But welcome, Fans Unmuted. This is your live stream. We'll be doing this every night at 1900. And we'll just be reporting continuously on Instagram. I'm going to start doing shorts as well on YouTube. And shorts on, short stories on Instagram as well, or reels as they call them. So yeah, just got to get with the times a bit. I'm not social media savvy. But I digress. Jump into the transfer news. So, some of the top transfers today then. Nkunku. So there's been big talk of Nkunku going to Bayern. Bayern coming in for him. I think originally they wanted to loan him. Chelsea didn't agree with the loan amount. Chelsea wanted him to buy, or them to buy him for 40 million. Now it's been reported at 50 million. I believe that the way off with their estimates for the loan itself. So who knows what's going to happen with that one. Sources are coming out from Bavarian Football and Bill today. Talks still ongoing. Sky Sports reporting that confirmation of talks. I believe the personal terms for Nkunku between him and Bayern Munich have been agreed. Again, it's just Chelsea holding this one up. Bayern have offered a package for a loan deal, but it's not what Chelsea want. I think Chelsea want to get him out the door so that they can get some players in. And then another big one, Savinho to Spurs. So this was popping off this morning. I believe Spurs, or what it was being reported, Spurs were going big for Savinho. And not long after that, then the reports came out about Rodri going to City. So it was kind of Tottenham pushing for Savinho, and in case he goes, City then pushing for Rodri. I believe Savinho's being priced at around 55 to 60 million, and Rodrigo priced at around 100 million euro. Whenever I mention the prices, it's in euros, just for the top 5 leagues in Europe. So yeah, 100 million euro is being priced at. But I believe that the reports coming out recently this evening is that City have pulled the plug. And that the Spurs deal likely due to shifting priorities. So I think City have switched to priorities and want to keep hold of Savinho. They don't want to let him go, and it saves them all that money as well. So that's them two transfers. Rodrigo to City looks like it's going to be off, as City have pulled the plug on Savinho going to Tottenham. Or that's what's being reported. In the morning, we could have another story. And then we've got David Ornstein again talking about Nkunku and what it means if he does leave. You've got the Grealish story that's still looming. And then we move on to some sort of whispers, some background noise. So it has been reported by a couple of outlets about David De Gea So I'm not sure here if people have put two things together and came up with Vamos. But obviously, Onana was dropped from the United squad, as reported by Amorim in his conference. And I think people have put two and two together and come out with De Gea's coming back. Now, it is only whispers. It has been mentioned by a couple of sources out there. But whether it's actually happening or not, I've not seen any credible sources coming out with it. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Again, sticking with United, Manchester United. I know that they're going after Wharton. Not had too much on that today. A lot of that was popping off yesterday. I know that they've turned the sights from Belieber. They know that they can't get Belieber now until at least next summer. So I think that they're happy where they're at with Belieber. They know that they're going to go back into him. They respect him a lot, and he is a top player that they want to bring into the club. But I think for now they're concentrating on two. So it's Holmond from Sporting Lisbon and Wharton from Crystal Palace. Whether Wharton will be allowed to go from Crystal Palace and what the price tag would be, who knows? But you've got the Eze story at the moment flying round. Tottenham have been trying to get this deal done for, I think, a week, maybe two. Tottenham have been chasing him. I know that it was Arsenal and Tottenham at one point, and then Arsenal have sort of stepped away. Tottenham are going all in, looking at a deal for around 55 to 60 million. I know that he had a release clause probably last week, was it, that ran out a couple of days ago. That release clause was for £67.5 million. So I think Tottenham now can get a deal done for around 60, maybe 65. But obviously that comes down to what Crystal Palace wants. He played in the game on Sunday against Chelsea. Scored a controversy goal, which we'll get onto in a minute. But he did play. Exceptional player. Very good, very talented. And he would be a good addition to Tottenham. But whether that deal happens or not, I know that the Crystal Palace manager, Eze, after the game went round waving to the fans, everyone assuming that it was his goodbyes. But then the Crystal Palace manager come out and said no, he's still going to be here. I believe they've got a game in the week for the Conference League, UEFA Conference League, and he said that Eze is going to be a part of that. And then you've got your stories for Liverpool. So Liverpool still targeting Isak. Not seeing loads today on it. It's all kind of gone quiet on that, but I do think Liverpool will go back in for him. And then big stories about around Mark Guehi. So if you watched my show last night, I mentioned Virgil van Dijk. Listen, outstanding centre back, has been for Liverpool for many years. One of, if not the best centre back in the Premier League for a few years. But whether he's still got that this year, I don't know. I think he's lost that pace, he's lost that edge. Semenyo sort of opened him up on Friday night a couple of times, and it just shows that without the legs, I mean, Liverpool play this fast, aggressive, attacking football where all the defenders are up the pitch. But as soon as you leave that space in behind, Semenyo was in, and coming up against other teams in the Premier League, I mean, you look at Coquerez for United, you look at Cunha and Bumo, and then you go on to Man City and some of their players that they've got. Haaland, Virgil van Dijk's not catching them. So I don't know. That's one to look at, I think, for Liverpool. But they are looking at Mark Guehi. And that's pretty much all there is currently on the transfers. I know that Nottingham Forest have made a couple of good signings, a couple of decent signings. And there are a few other news stories floating about, but nothing's really there ready to go. Unless, obviously, Fabrizio Romano says, here we go. But nothing really concrete that's coming out. So next we're going to get on to the controversy. So if you can see me looking here and then looking there, it's because this is where the camera is, and up here is where the actual screen is for where I'm seeing myself and all the visuals. So recap from the weekend. So I ran through my points yesterday, and then there's been a lot of talk, a lot of controversy. So, as I said in yesterday's stream, I am a Manchester United fan, but I'm no way going to be biased towards other teams because of that. But at the same time, I have my own opinion, and I am going to share that opinion. So there was, I believe, three controversial decisions. So first one, Eze. So Eze takes a free kick, scores for Crystal Palace, and the goal is disallowed. That decision was absolutely correct. The rulebook states that if there is a wall in play with 3 to 4 players, no player can be within 1 metre of that wall. It says it in the rulebook. There's nothing more you can do about that. Mark Way, he grabs the Crystal Palace defender and pushes him into the wall, allowing that gap to open up, which is where the shot was laced and put into the top corner. Although a cracking free kick, I must say. The next two, Manchester United versus Arsenal. So the first one was the goalkeeper. There's not really much you can say on this one. De Ligt did the same at the other end. De Ligt was all over Raya for one of our corners, and this is kind of a thing that happens unless the a sort of rule decision changes or the referees get a grip of it. You see this all the time. Although De Ligt was kind of just stood next to Raya and sort of bumbling him, whereas Saliba was actually holding Bayinder's arm. But again, Bayinder should do more. DDT, drop kick, whatever you need to do. You need to get out there and get that ball away. Not come out and tip it with your fingers. You need to be stronger. You need to be physical. If you need to, drop back into your goal and then push yourself out. Physically force yourself out using your body. You've got the height, you've got the reach, and you can use your arms. How players are getting above you to get that ball, it's just mind-boggling. But he did get a touch. But my point on that is, it's one of them. It's 6 and 2 threes. You can give it or you can't. But if you're not going to, then you can't give it for any other game throughout the Premier League season. So that's what I'll be looking out for the remainder of the season. And then the next one. So I have got some little posts up here that I want to run through. Penalty decisions, Cunha. Now, there's a lot of people, the likes of Roy Keane on Sky Sports and other pundits, some saying it's not a penalty. It's not, absolutely not. And then there are other pundits out there that are saying 100% it is. My opinion that this is that this is a stone wall penalty. Okay, so for the duration of that game, what Cunha was doing was consistently getting that ball fed into him. One tap, turn, and he was gone. No one was stopping him. And if you see the way that ball's coming into him, it's coming into his right foot. His left foot's planted. He's ready to tap it with his right foot, spin at 180 degree, and smash it into the bottom corner. Saliba knows this. Saliba's just gone, boom, straight through the back of him. So I'm just going to see now if you can see this. Could everyone see that on the screen? Fortnite girl, hi. Anyone else live on the chat that can see that now on your screen? I can't see if there's anyone watching. Apologies. But I can see the chat. If not, anyway, I put a picture up there. So this is the first instance of the play. So this is the ball coming into Cunha. His left foot, as you can see there, is planted, and Saliba's left foot is about to go through Cunha's left foot. You've then got this second picture here. So this is from a different angle. This is more of the momentum. So this is now him starting to go through Cunha. But as you can see, his right foot's just off to the back around Saliba's bum, or just underneath his bum. That's where his right foot is. So Cunha is ready there to twitch that ball to the right and plant it. Goalkeeper would have no chance. And then you've got this third shot. This is obviously the follow through. Cunha's going down. He's already took his left leg out. Listen, he's not played the ball. He's not got near the ball. And he's gone through the back of a player. I don't know, one, how the referee didn't get it. Not only did the referee not get it, But VAR didn't look at it, and if they did, what was they looking at? This is clear as day, a stonewall penalty, and anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul. That's a foul. You're getting a free kick for that. 100% a foul. So why, in the penalty box on the 89th minute, is the ref just waving it off? You know, Cunha doesn't go down much. We didn't see him go down much in that game yesterday at all. I seen him ripping Arsenal apart. I didn't see him go down much at all. I mean, even when he was running through 4 defenders and he got his legs kicked the crap out of him, he still didn't go down. He carried on. He took that ball. He ran through 4 Arsenal defenders. But the decision wasn't given. So that's the end of that. But my take is that absolutely it is a stonewall penalty. But now I want to get into some chit chat about the game tonight, Everton Leeds. So be a big game for Everton. This Leeds just coming up from the Championship. They're obviously going to want to prove a point back in the Premier League. And Everton not having the best of seasons last season, although neither did Manchester United. But still, who's winning it? So, crazy. Jack Grealish signed for Everton on loan from Manchester City on the bench. He's on the bench. I believe Branthwaite is injured, so he's out. Just looking through my notes from earlier. So yeah, they've got a few players. So 3 debutants for Leeds, but no Daniel Farke has named the pretty familiar Leeds team for the curtain raiser, with 8 of the promotion squad starting at Ellen Road. Lucas Pereira, a summer signing from Lyon, starts in goal, with fellow new additions Gabriel Goodmanson and Anton Stack also in the starting 11. So I don't know. Liverpool. Leeds here to prove a point. Are they going to take the game to Everton? Are they going to smash, attack, as United would do? I don't know. I've not really got a prediction for this game. I'll be honest. It seems quite cheeky. I think Grealish, very good move for him going to Everton, by the way. Sitting on the bench a lot at City last season. Brilliant player, brilliant talent. I do feel he's got a lot more to give. But I do think that he could be the difference in this game. I think you bring him on around the 60th minute. He may not be match fit. So you bring him on around the 60th minute. I think he could cause some troubles for Leeds. We know that whenever he's on the pitch, he's always the most fouled player on the pitch because of the way he moves, dribbles, tosses and turns with his body, his shape, his movement, his speed. He's good. He's very, very good. I think that'll cause Leeds a lot of problems, especially coming back up to the Premier League, not being used to the speed and the ticky-tacky football. But if I'm going to go anything, I'm going to go Everton 2-1. I think Everton will just have too much for them. Although they didn't have a fantastic pre-season, I think since David Moyes has come in, he's sort of steadied the ship. Back end of last season, they were playing quite well, so he steadied the ship. They've worked hard. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with an Everton 2-1. But get your comments in. Let's have a chat. Chit chat. That's my predictions for Everton Leeds. What's people saying about the weekend? Anyone got any points to discuss? Anything controversial that you saw in any of the games that you think we might not have covered, or that you'd like us to cover? I can always do a quick search if I've not My sound's gone. Is my sound back? Darren in the chat. Is my sound back or what? Okay, apologies. Give me a minute. I don't know why my sound isn't working. Okay, back on. Back on. Are we back in? Can you hear us, Darren? Hello? Someone let me know in the chat, please. No. Okay, I need to work out how I can find out who is on. Okay, there he is, Darren. Okay, so I believe that's the sound back. I'm not sure where you lost me. So I'll just have a quick recap of the last few minutes. Gyökeres at Arsenal, I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think he's going to do well for him at all. I don't think he fits Arteta's system. Listen, absolute brilliant striker, fantastic striker. But if you watch every game that he played last season, under Amorim and even when Amorim left, he is a running behind kind of striker. That's not the style of play that Arsenal play. They need an Isak or someone that's in that box, in and around that box, that's getting them crosses coming into the box. I mean, I personally don't know the last time Gyökeres scored a header. I know that he scored one in a friendly a few days ago, which is a rare occurrence. But like I said, in the Manchester United Arsenal game yesterday, I think Gyökeres touched his hair more than he touched the ball. So he was all over the pitch. He wasn't doing much at all, and that's because of the system that Arsenal play. They like to play with the forwards or the wingers running down, and not the forward. So I personally don't see Gyökeres working. I think they picked the wrong type or style of player for that Arsenal team. But who knows? Arteta could change it. So we'll see. We'll see what's happening throughout the season. See where we're going with it. Darren, thanks. Sounds back on. Yeah, as I said before, I want these streams to get longer. 30 to 45 minutes would be good. We are going to push out once we've got more subscribers, once we've got more followers. We are going to push out and start doing other sports such as boxing, NFL, F1. So we will be doing more shows. We'll be talking rubbish as we go. But there's only so long I can keep a stream alive for. So if you have got any points, drop it in the comments. If not, I'll speak to everyone tomorrow, 1900, where we'll have a recap of the Everton Leeds game, which I'm about to go and put on now. And we'll look over some of the transfers. Might have a different show tomorrow as well. See which teams maybe got the best transfers, who we think the signing of the season is going to be for each of the positions. So goalkeeper, defence, midfield, striker. So we'll have a bit of a fun one tomorrow. More of an interaction if people are on, which hopefully they are. But again, thanks very much everyone. Like, subscribe and share the link. Share the link out so it can get more people involved, more people watching. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Thanks very much everyone. Good night.